What up, guys? We're down at Norwich parole this morning. We can go through, check out the little parking lot, and then we'll go through. We'll go stand out front and inform the public. I just talked to a lady for like a few minutes, telling her about it. She was like, "No way." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. People don't believe it's happening." Luckily, they got that tactical flashlight holder. Don't forget, guys, these are the same ones that came out and told us we were trespassing and we couldn't be in this public parking lot, and just lied. I don't know why they think it's okay to just lie to people. And if they lie about stupid stuff, I'm sure they lie on reports and they lie to the judge and you know what I mean, stuff like that. But I find it weird. I did bring my sign so I could tell everybody. And it looks like they have people in there, so they might be having people come and go today. This same retard parks like this every day. Wonder if he works for, if he's the boss. Head honcho. That's sad, they got car seats. Raising people. I'd like to see how they turn out. What up, Matt, Scott, Bear? What up, guys? Where are you working at, Bear? So far, I mean, who knows how exciting it'll be. But I just had a lady stop and talk to me for a few minutes when I was out front. She was like, "No way." I was like, "Yeah, dude. People don't know about it because they don't tell anybody. No, real media covers it, and they don't want anybody to know." And I can't go in. I'm the only person in this whole town that can't go in to the office and ask questions because I was trespassed by Maggot Marsh. He said that nobody can go in there unless you're on parole, which just simply isn't true. You figure if that was the case, they'd have like a guard sitting there like they do at some offices, or, you know what I mean? If they maybe they'd have a sign up. They don't have anything up. So that's cool. Oregon's far too. That's the other side of the country. But yeah, it's literally crazy. It is crazy. This is just a continuation of like yesterday. But yesterday we were at the halfway house. Today we're at the parole office, which is the office that chooses to send people to that halfway house. So maybe the first time I came here they didn't know about it, but they do now. And they've done absolutely nothing to do anything about it, so they don't care. And they don't care. They clearly don't care. And if they haven't done anything about it, that means what? They back it. That's what I would say. I would say they back the behavior. If you're willingly, knowingly sending people there, you are part of the problem. You support it. I did get a megaphone too. I just haven't used it yet. Somebody in there right now. So they're gonna have people coming and going. What's a Board of Ed car doing out right now? Food services. It's the middle of summer. Right? No humidity. It looks like it's gonna rain here. Look at it. It's dark out. It's not like super dark, but it's definitely gonna rain. It was cold when I left my house. I wore a sweater. So now I'm sweating. I gotta take this thing off. Go back down here. Norwich parole hires diddlers, kid diddlers, gives them jobs. That they do. That lady was staring. I gotta stop and read it. I had pamphlets last time I was here, so if people were like going by quick, I could just give them a pamphlet and they could just read all about it. But I don't have any more. Norwich parole hires kid diddlers. They give them jobs to watch their full-grown men pee in the halfway house. That's a fact. But they hire these people. What up, Ion? Brandon. What up, guys? Yeah. We're back. This is parole right here in this doorway. And I find it weird, dude. They take all these vehicles, which I don't see why they would have a need to. But if you come here at night, none of these state vehicles are here. There's actually less here right now than are usually here. But they always seem to, they get to take them home and we're paying for their insurance and their gas and all. For what? Your job's not that important. You're not doing anything that's, I can see that would make it so we'd have to pay for all your stuff and you would get this great amenity. You know what I mean? Like you're doing a real service to the community where we would cover those things. And that means if it's happening here, that means it's like this at every office. So I wonder across the whole state how many vehicles get taken home that we're paying for these losers to drive. Good to see you, brother. You know what I mean? Even if they live 15 minutes away, imagine that gas bill on a weekly basis. So, Norwich parole hires diddlers. They let them work here. So, I kind of just come out and tell. If you know what's weird though is it could be a really nice place, but you know what? And they just increased everybody's property tax. I think it was 40%, and even the guy that was delivering groceries the other day was telling me about it. He's thinking about selling his house because it's gotten so much that it's not even worth owning a house out here anymore. He's like, it's ridiculous, and everybody's pissed about it. And it'd be one thing if, okay, they actually took better care of the city, right? Well, they don't. You walk all down these roads, dude, there's a dead raccoon up there that's literally been there so long it's just bones. It's been there over a month and it's still just a pile of bones now. They don't go around, they don't clean up anything. The Yannick River it's right on the other side of all this. It rained so bad it was like November, I think. It rained so bad, the dam flooded. And that's a whole nother story because the guy just neglected to take care of the dam. These guys hire them, diddlers, work in the halfway houses. This dude works at Fellowship Halfway House in Groton watching men piss. He was a cop, he got caught touching a kid. He was a cop for 22 years, got caught touching a kid multiple times. They don't want you guys to know this. Ask them why they're employing diddlers. Yeah. So, but the dam flooded, and the day before, everybody knew this storm was coming. They were down here, downtown, hanging up Christmas lights instead of cleaning all the drains on all the roads. The main road that comes into downtown, during the storm, I went down the road and I cleaned out the drains from NFA all the way to downtown because people were hydroplaning. It was just obnoxious. Like, We shouldn't be having to do that. I don't see what was so spectacular about hanging those lights up the day before a huge storm, but they seemed like the lights were the more important thing. I think the lights were probably just the easier thing, and you know what? That's what they chose to do instead of doing what actually matters. And then they still, despite not being able to really justify anything, just jack up taxes and jack up things. Everybody's got to pay more for the same crappy quality. The taxes here are insane. Norwich parole hires kid diddlers. And have who charged? The diddler was charged. That's the problem here, is the great state of Connecticut pretty much let him off. They said, oh, you did such great service for 22 years. Instead of saying, wow, I wonder how many other kids there were. And they gave him 2 years, even though he admitted it and he said he did it all. They said, no, we'll let you off. And even though it wasn't like a one and done, guys, this was multiple times over multiple years, they still said, yeah, you could get 2 years. And they gave him 10 years probation, which is weird because if he was still on probation, he would have had to have been on probation while he was at the house, working at the house. So they all know. They're all part of it. They're all in on it. And then they also said that he didn't have to register. It's not a free raccoon. It's a raccoon bottle or pile of bones. But they said he didn't have to register. They were able to prove that it was because of drugs and alcohol, not because he chose to do it over time and time again because of drugs and alcohol, not because he liked kids, which I don't see how they found anybody to give up that kind of rating. And when these people, they always say that these people are repeat offenders and they do it more than once and the highest recidivism, you know what I mean? But when it comes to them, they could turn the, change the narrative for it. And yeah, I mean, fellowship is where he's employed. He's an ex-cop. That's his picture. And that's what he does. Watches full-grown men piss. So, they don't seem to like it. He came out yesterday and took off running, ran to his car, got in it and sped off. They told me, which is weird because they told me he didn't even work there anymore. That's what they told me. They said, we don't have anybody here like that. That was the time before. So, is this them right here? This might be them right here. Norwich Parole supports diddlers. That they do. They love it. Give them jobs. You want to watch men piss? We'll give you a job. We'll hire you. I don't know if it's parole or a cop. It's hard to tell. We'll know if he goes right and goes in. If he does, then we can walk in the parking lot and ask him a question. We can't go inside. So, we got to catch him outside. We'll know because there's another parking lot that pulls into the back. They tend to try and get away. But I would like to know why it's okay for them to employ these people. Oh, he kept going, so he's down there. But we catch him coming and going. Of course, they won't give no comment. They battered me in this parking lot just for simply looking in the cars. After they refused, they said since I wouldn't give them any of my personal information, I didn't have to, or they weren't going to help me. And I said, all right. So I came outside to look in their vehicles. And they came out, pushed me around, lied, made up a bunch of stuff. And they think they're above the law. The great Norwich police showed up and did absolutely nothing, like usual. And they actually got me kicked out of the lobby and said I can't go in there, which is just crazy. But what I've learned from Maggot Marsh here in Norwich is you can't expect, never mind him to even do his job, but you can't expect the right thing. You can't expect much out of him. What's that supposed to mean? Clearly, they didn't do anything to you if you are not in jail or prison. But that doesn't make any sense. No, clearly they came out and assaulted me and battered me. They clearly did that. That's a fact. Why would I go to jail if they put their hands on me? That's ass backwards. Your brother's in fail for, well, it's not my fault your brother didn't have the money to get out. You know how many times I've been arrested for recording the cops? A lot more than once. I just get out. Yeah, that's the big difference. He's black according to you, so he only got arrested once. And I'm white, so I got arrested 4 times. That doesn't make any sense. He's got no bail for a misdemeanor. That doesn't add up. This is Norwich, Connecticut, downtown. This is their parole office right here. All these fine vehicles and fine people that work here. Yeah, no bail for a misdemeanor. Well, then why is he a flight risk? What up, Shion? So, Norwich Parole hires predators, kid diddlers. They do. Thank you, Charles. It still doesn't really make any sense. Oh, I'm going to fight this case doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to leave the state. Where do they make that connection? It doesn't add up. Norwich Parole hires kid diddlers. It's raining already. At least it's just sprinkling. What up, Toe? WBC, what up? We're just out here telling everybody how parole sends people to halfway houses and employs people that has charges against kids just because they were a cop. So, and then they let them off. 2 years off of touching a kid 5+ times, separate incidences, and you get 2 years with 10 probation. It seems like in Connecticut, kid diddlers get off easier. Any type of diddler gets off easier than anybody else. Drug addicts get a harsher punishment than these guys. They could have a victimless crime and they'll get less time. So it's been like this for a long time. I don't think red or blue or any of it's going to fix it. I think we're going to have to get these rich people that have never even lived the life of a normal American person out of office. and get real Americans in office? Why is it everywhere we look across this whole country, it's rich people that have never struggled, it's rich people that have never really had any hardships running this country? And it's getting harder for them to cover up that they're above the rest of us, as much as they like to deny it. It's getting harder and harder because more people are showing it on a day-to-day basis. Thank you, Charles. I'm from the city of brotherly death. Philly, yeah, Philly. I've heard Philly. I've seen quite a few videos from Philly. And luckily there's this overhang right here, so we actually don't even have to be out in the rain. But no, moon bunny, we absolutely could, but that's the problem, dude, is they keep everybody divided with you know what I mean, race and politics and whatever they can, whatever works the best. And they keep us all arguing. We need to actually worry about what's important instead of what they're playing. The topic at hand for the day. Go, but what up? Do what I can, man. Look, he works at the Half Fellowship in Groton. Yeah. Got caught touching a 5 to 7 year old multiple times over multiple years, and they only gave him 2 years in jail and 10 years probation. He didn't even have to register. Look it up, dude. Bill Edwards Sr. It's crazy, and these guys don't want to talk about it. But go down to the court right now. You go down by a courthouse, dude, you see the same cops that are running around writing everybody else tickets, breaking laws. You know what I mean? How does that make sense? You guys are going to harass everybody else, and yet you can't get them held accountable. They have this invisible immunity from getting any regular tickets. You can't do anything to them. And even if you do, because I have gotten a few of the court people tickets, and for some reason they don't even make it to court. They get to go down to town hall and whine and cry, and town hall gets rid of their tickets, which is weird because I don't see them doing that for anybody else. All I see them doing is jacking up everybody's taxes. So on top of getting all this money from writing all these stupid ass tickets they get, they jack up the taxes. It's crazy. Watch out for these guys. Norwich parole hires kid diddlers. They let them work in the halfway houses. It's crazy. How many flags do? Who are you talking to? I donated them all to you. For real, Craig, there is. Well, and the worst part about it was they acted like they had no idea what I was even talking about when I came here. That, like, the look on their face was, so they may not have known, which maybe they should do some better research where they're deciding to send people who they make contracts with, you know what I mean, or accept what comes with it. But these guys hire kid diddlers. Norwich parole, they hire kid diddlers. Yep, look it up. Bill Edwards Sr. works at the Fellowship Halfway House in Groton. Yep. So, like I said, it was much easier when I had the pamphlets. I could, here, look it up. I gave them out. And I didn't print any more off. But It's weird. You'll get people come by, like they'll read this sign and they'll be like, well, it looks like you support them. How the, what? Yeah, I support them because I won't let them keep it a secret. What that dude did, I don't know. I don't understand how these types of people don't have the strictest charges. You know what I mean? The strictest sentences. I don't care what you did, what your job is. Like I said, they said, oh, you did all this great community work for 20-something years. No, that just means you got away with a lot more than you did. A lot more than you got caught for. So, me and Slayer went out the other night. Thank you, Jimmy. Yep. These guys support kid diddlers. That they do. Like, if you didn't support it, what would you do? What would any of you guys do? Oh, I don't agree with that. That's wrong. And it's more than just these guys. It's the whole court failed. Court failed as a whole. They put a predator back out on the streets way sooner than he should have, in my eyes. And they didn't make him go on the registry that's designed for people just like him. So it is what it is. Like, you guys get what you get. If that's what you choose to do, you're going to be tied in with it. Sorry. And these people, they don't really care either way how they look. Oh, I get my state job and I'm getting that money either way. Doesn't matter what I look like. I'm still stealing from them. Biggest crooks out here. This is the biggest sham. Parole court, Norwich Court, which is right down there, just thought it was a great idea. This kid hit a telephone pole. They charged him. He didn't get the money, the restitution, right? He paid off. He got it all the way. It was a couple grand, he said. He got it down to $300. He got in a car accident and he couldn't work for a little bit. So he went to court for a few times and said, I'm not working right now. Oh, my sign fell. I'm not working right now. Oh, can I have a little longer? They gave him a month to come up with the money. Accept or reject. So he came back. He didn't have the money. Even though he paid off 3/4 of it. They thought it was much better for the people and the people's time and money to put him on probation for a year. A year of probation. They've already spent up that $300 that he would have paid back. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. How do you guys get a year out of that? Now we pay for him to go to probation. We pay for all the groups he has to do, and you know what I mean? Like, that's all state money. So it doesn't make any sense. Do you know what a sovereign citizen is? Sovereign citizen thinks they're above the laws. I believe in our laws. It's actually like the quite opposite. Do you see me in a cop uniform? Do I look like a cop? Norwich Parole supports diddlers. That they do. The only sovereign citizens I've found out here are in police uniforms. Thank you, Brandon. Oh, what up, good guy? Good to see you. We're just out here telling everybody how they hired this ex-cop. They got caught diddling a kid multiple times over multiple years. How they only gave him 2 years in jail and 10 years probation. But when he got out of jail, they hired him to work at one of the local halfway houses watching men, which was his preferred sex at the time when he was diddling, pee in cups. It's crazy. Man, New London's crazy too. And now we're not allowed to go in the lobby, this public lobby, and ask questions. We're not allowed to do any of that. We have to stay outside. All the way back there. Norwich parole hires diddlers. And come out here. I hate this state too. I mean, I love the state, like overall, like the geographical parts of this, like I love this state. But what goes on here, that thing sounded like crap. What goes on here, how it's ran, how everybody in the state is just a brainwashed Democrat. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, nobody here has a backbone, they have a spine. Like in Willimantic, when voting season comes around in Willimantic, they don't even vote. Don't vote for this guy, don't vote for that guy, just vote blue. That's what their slogan is. Just vote blue. Don't vote for a particular person, just whoever's running for that side. And it's crazy. And I've had people deliver me food here. Last time I was out here, dude, somebody came by, gave me a tray of food. I said, dude, that's sweet. And it's usually not that exciting. That's why I come on live and talk, but it gets the information out there. It definitely does. Ain't nobody else talking about it. And like the guy yesterday, I caught the dude yesterday leaving the halfway house, the guy that runs it, and he's the same one that came out and lied to me like one of the first times I went there and said that they don't have him there. We don't have anybody here like that. Lied right to my face. The 2 times after that, I caught the dude leaving. I caught the dude leaving yesterday. Scurried to his vehicle and ran away. Why? If you believe in what you did and you're so right, what are you running from? Like, he apologized to his family at sentencing, nobody else. They didn't say he apologized to the victim. It was just his family. He's sorry to them for what he caused them, not this little kid. Like, Norwich parole hires diddlers. So, you know what I mean? It's all just crazy. He wants to get it swept under the rug and move on, and I guarantee you the dude probably didn't even do a year in jail out of the 2. Like, in Connecticut, you get parole at 50% if it's a nonviolent crime. He probably got out before then with good time, and they probably put him in the most they probably put him in Brooklyn with the rest of the rippers, you know what I mean? Like, or PC, because he was just a cop. He was fired from his job for this. And as we've seen, New London cops are trash. New London's the first department that ever just came out and assaulted me just to assault me. Like, because he thought he could. Fat Lieutenant Burgesson, that cop, he was also lost his... I'm surprised New London didn't hire him back as a cop when he got out. Because look at Burgesson. Burgesson got in trouble for macing and beating a dude along with 2 other officers at a drug rehab program for quote-unquote being disorderly, and they fired him. The other 2 cops they made retire, and then after a year they said no, that's not why we fired him. We fired him because he was tardy all the time, and then they rehired him. So they kind of just do whatever they want out there. You guys got to get a little caught up to date. It absolutely has nothing to do with your phone on how it comes across. So, come up with something a little better. I'm using an S22 Ultra, but again, it doesn't have to do with the phone. It has to do with YouTube's network and connection, which is weird because I have full 5G right now, so it should be okay. Mutiny is at hand, but like, what else is it going to take? It's nothing else is going to work. Nobody else, and it's sad, but I don't even think the people could get there. Nobody can come together. Norwich Parole hires diddlers. Everybody's too busy fighting about race and what politics they're going to vote for. I've already went over it all. I've literally said it all. We're here at Norwich Parole protesting them because this guy was an ex-cop, 22 years, got caught diddling a kid. They put him in jail for 2 years. They gave him 10 years probation. They said he didn't have to register because they figured out that he didn't like kids. He was only doing it because of drugs and alcohol. He got out of jail while the time frame he was still supposed to be on probation for, they gave him a job watching men piss in a halfway house. But you could hit the rewind button and figure all that out too. Yeah, for real. Literally. I forgot I put it in the title. Downtown Norwich. Parole in Norwich, Connecticut. So yeah, why can't you? They stay on your page after you're done. It's like a regular video. And I don't see, like, I don't know what these people do all day. Some of them come and go. There's really never, they only have selected hours throughout the week when parole people can actually come in and check in. It's not like they can just come in whenever they want. They gotta come in when their little allotted time is. I think you could rewind it while it's on. Thank you, George. Deli, you too. I mean, it's not even about it. People are going to say whatever they say anyways. Look at it. We got people in here crying right now. Oh, don't you have a job? What does it matter to you if I had a job or not? Like, what would it change? It wouldn't change anything. But this is important. People should know about it. Nobody else, I haven't met any other, even people that have went through the house, all that stuff. Nobody comes out and talks about it. When they're in the house, they're actually told not to talk about it, and they can't bring it up. And you know what happens if they're like, no, I don't want to piss in front of this diddler? They're going to say, oh, so you're refusing to take a urine? You want to go back to jail? And that's also why it's not even like there's just one male there that could do the urines. There would be 2-3 other people there, yet the diddler's the one doing it. Why is that? Doesn't make any sense. At all. Like, it blows my mind. Haha, good one. What up, Aaron? I'm just standing out front of Norwich Parole telling everybody how Norwich Parole sends people to halfway houses where diddlers work. That were cops that got pretty much let off the hook. I don't know, I'd call 2 years in jail for that, let off the hook. I don't know what anybody else would say, but I would say 2 years for charges like that is a let off. It's a letdown. I feel like that's a failure of the judicial system, the judges in this town, and well, it was probably New London, but this state, and You couldn't have seen it. It's alive. Thank you, Hayes, man. And for real, people stop. I mean, not every car, but every now and then people stop. They be like, dude, I didn't know about that. Or, thank you. Every time, pretty much, I went out. Somebody's been informed. Like I said, I like to find out when the day, because parole goes to the halfway house once a month in the evening. I would like to go and see what parole officer it is out here that goes there, because they definitely knew. It definitely does. It takes too many people. What do you do even when you find it? It's not like you can really get them in trouble. They back each other till the end. It was funny because when I first started, it cut out and there was 2 Norwich cops right here, and they were staring at the sign. I was like, "Yeah, Norwich Sports Diddlers." They're just staring at it. Whatever, guys. The whole system's broken. Yeah, everywhere. It literally is. All over the state. This is just the only one that I know of right now in this position. And like those halfway houses are still funded by our money. You know what I mean? DOC is the one sending them their funding, which is still our money. So even if the halfway house is quote unquote privately owned, it's still funded by us. So Nedro, it's true. And in this case, it really is the dude's dream job. I would put anything on it. Norwich Parole supports diddlers. So that was, you want to know how I was on parole in 2019, and I got in trouble, and I had to, it was actually the last place I went when I got clean. So 5 years ago, I went through it. That's how I know. It's not even like, oh, just hearsay. I pissed in front of the dude. That's how I found out. So it's not like it's a third party. You know what I mean? Well, all my stuff is public record. So instead of just sounding dumb, you could go look. Suddenly you forgot how to work a keyboard, Stumpy? Yeah, well, then think about it. All the other people that have been in there either before that or since then, there's hundreds of people, probably thousands of people. What's up with these people that just come on and make up whatever they want? Who said it? I'm not against cops. I'm against bad, dirty cops, but I don't think cops are bad. But you'd actually have to do a little more than just whining to know that. Yo, Aaron, it's not even, bro, if I didn't go through everything that I went through, I wouldn't be clean right now. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go through things. I feel like you got to go through the hardships if you want to come out on the other side. It's just like if you look at the statistics, the odds of actually like getting clean and staying clean multiple years is not on your side. But it's also that I feel like our stacked system plays a big problem with it. Look at, we don't have no, there's no real treatment for people out here. They have systems that are pretty much rings for laundering their own money. You know what I mean? They make people go to all these programs where they don't really do anything at all, and their insurance is paying out the ass. You know what I mean? They say that's almost harder than anything, Aaron. Because that's legal. You can get that anywhere. I believe it, Aaron. Good job, though. 16 years, Jesus. Well, that's what happens when you make ignorant, uneducated, what would you call it, opinions or thoughts. That's why we're not paying you to think. Well, luckily, we're never out harassing people. That's what happens is we get people that aren't that smart, and they go around using words like harassment and stuff like that when they don't even know what it means. You're pretty dumb if you don't believe that anytime anybody was out with a camera, if they were actually harassing somebody, that they wouldn't be beat up and arrested. Because they would be. Pepsi logo where? Where are you looking? No, you're just a loser that didn't do drugs. You got it backwards, Stumpy. Why would I go get another job, Blake? You could really tell which ones are out here pretending they pretend. No. If that was my job, I wouldn't have a job because I would be in jail. What do I do for a living? I work. Obviously. You don't get paid to think. At least not here. I mean, I've said what I did, what I do, multiple times. You just want me to make it easy for you and tell you right now because you're just claiming I don't have anything to do. Not how it works. Norwich parole, ADD, Blake, they support diddlers. Clint, they support diddlers. It's not the middle of the day. Is it the middle of the day? The middle of the day would be noon, which it's not. You do. You do, ADD. You do. Norwich parole. Where this parole officer, they support diddlers here. Not you, the office. You certainly do, ADD. I can't tell. You're sitting here crying about somebody bringing awareness to it. You must support it. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. Thank you, Green Goldfish. Zero. Well, you clearly do, because you're here whining. You can't use every word. Diddler is what works. I like how ADD, the dude's so slow, he's going to speak for all people. The guy supporting diddlers is going to tell me that all people don't need to know about them because he doesn't. Oh, what up, Lou? Yeah, he could stay. It ain't doing nothing but add into the who's watching. I care less what people say. When somebody comes in and starts off with a conversation that, what did he say? Oh, so you just hate cops? Like, the dude clearly doesn't know anything about me, my channel, anything that I do. So, whose skin's he gonna get under? If you're listen, it's quite easy. If you're hating on this right here, I have no other way to look at it than you support it. So, let them hate. They're just weeding themselves out. No, Clint, see, that's the good thing, is I could do what I need to do. I could do what I want to do. It's not up to you, what you say. You're the one sitting here whining, not me. Exactly. Where's everybody else? Where are all the ones claiming they don't support it? They're probably flipping back and forth between this and some stuff that they're not supposed to be looking at on the internet. Dude, they did it. This is the thing too. I'm gonna show it probably later. Hartford just arrested a chick, dude, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. For Norwich parole, they support diddlers. They give them jobs. They hire them. Yep. So, dude, they arrested a chick for, they said she was loitering, which Connecticut doesn't even have a loitering statute, but towns can implement it as ordinances, which Hartford does have one. But even if we went by the ordinance, she wasn't loitering. And then they said since she didn't identify, or they wanted her ID. They said she said she didn't even have one. She was 18, and so they arrested her for sitting at a bus stop for an hour. They said she was sitting at a bus stop for an hour, and that's why they arrested her. Blake, why would I let some idiot try and talk quote unquote sense into me? You don't have any sense. You support this. This is what you're out here supporting. Right there. Yep. Go back and find out. I've said it plenty of times. Go figure it out. You don't make any sense. What would getting a job, getting another job, and getting a lawyer do? How would a lawyer help me in this situation? That doesn't make any sense at all. This is Connecticut, Arvin. And that's the guy that wants to talk sense into people, right? That's who we're going to listen to. What up, Casino? I wish it was. Yeah, no, Blake said we should go get another job, and then we should hire a lawyer for this because he's going to somehow help us here. Like, what? It doesn't even make sense. Well, Clint, just like I said before, instead of just whining about allegations that are clearly false, all my information is out there for public record. You could easily go online and see, instead of just making up nonsense like that. I feel like this Clinton character's got Stockholm syndrome. He's probably one of these dude's victims. Well, yeah, but he's not. There's really no. What's a lawyer gonna do? There's no. Right here with this, there's nothing a lawyer can help me with. None of this is. There's no case going on. The dude's already been let off. Norwich parole supports diddlers. Ooh. I wish I could understand what some of these people are even writing in here. You're right, Deli. You're absolutely right, though. There's food that's sold here in the great United States that's not allowed to go anywhere else. Europe, the same food, Lay's, all these products we get in the United States, they don't get shipped over to Europe. Their stuff is based off of a whole different ingredient base than anyone else. Our food is trash. The stuff going in our food is trash. Mama Dukes. Blake's just upset because we're out here talking crap about the people he supports. He supports diddlers. He supports ignorant thieves of the state. You know what I mean? He clearly supports these people. He works there. He works there. It's his job. Call the number. Look up the Fellowship Halfway House in Groton, Connecticut, and call the number. His name is one of the first ones that pop up. It pops right up. And that's what I did when they told me that he didn't work there anymore. I said, that's weird, because I called and his name's still on the thing. But I didn't have any evidence that he still worked there until I went back and I caught him leaving twice. So he still works there. Like, yeah, he works directly for the halfway house. He is there on a daily basis. He is getting money to be there. So and it just blows my mind that he's allowed to still. Like, you figure these companies don't even care. Like, you remember, like, I feel like years ago they would hide this stuff and they would fire people. Oh, that's not true. Or they'd play it off like they just found out and they didn't know. Like, no, these places don't even care anymore because they know nothing's going to happen. They know nobody's going to boycott them. They know the state's not going to cut their contract with them. We don't really protest in America at all anymore over anything. Look what happened last year in France when they jacked up all the taxes on their farmers. What'd they do? All the farmers got together and drove through, sprayed crap everywhere, literal shit all over the town, and look what happened. They reversed those taxes. Like, What is that even supposed to mean? That is not what defamation means. Defamation doesn't have to do anything with false crimes. I said you support them because that's what it appears to be. Any reasonable person would come to that conclusion. If you're out here whining about somebody informing the public about a kid diddler, you would be in support of the opposition, no? I've had a hard life because Clinton said so. Actually, overall, I've had a pretty great life. I had a few years with bad decisions, but overall, my life's been pretty good. You're not for justice. Stop lying. Yeah, well, luckily I have my sign to inform people, so I can stand and say whatever I want if I want for a few minutes. You're right, I haven't said it 0 times. That's how many times I've said it. They want to, I don't know what's up with people always trying to give advice. Oh, I'm going to give some, I'm in no condition. I mean, but does it really matter how many people have looked at it? I'm not sitting here keeping track. I mean, that would be kind of stupid, but I'll just put it to you this way because it's quite simple. As long as one person sees it, I'm okay with that. And this guy, before he was talking for all people, now he's telling me what all people think of me. They think I'm a beggar block because I have a sign that has nothing to do with begging. That's not a fact. You haven't spoke one fact, you idiot. Before you said you were speaking for all people. Now you're speaking for all people again. You're an idiot. That's not a fact. That just makes you stupid. Norwich parole supports diddlers. That they do. These guys, diddler supporters. Yeah, you did. You said people, and then you made a statement. Like people, that's what everybody thought. You can't backtrack now, dummy. He probably is a great Democrat. That's probably why he's all butthurt. Here we go with Blake. Wouldn't you rather be blah, blah, blah? Well, yeah, if what you said was true, like I don't work, or like I actually do sit on the side of the road every day, like you got to come with facts, not with what you made up. These are the same people, they wake up and they're girls half the week. Oh, my mommy said I can be a girl, and she said whatever I make up in my head is true. This is what we live in this day and age, and it's pretty pathetic. Like, I don't know. I've never thought to myself, you know, I'm really going to go make somebody mad with, let me see what I can find. Oh, I can't find anything actually legit, so I'm just going to make it up. Like, he don't even have the balls to. All these little fairies sitting behind the computer screen, typing, Norwich parole hires predators. So, well, you guys are clearly butthurt. And I don't know if it's from the tampon you were taking out of there, or just because you support these types of people. It's probably both. I'm just standing out here informing everybody about how Norwich parole allows kid diddlers to work in the halfway houses throughout, well, here in Connecticut. And they all hide it and act like it's not happening. Like the guy didn't get caught touching a 5 to 7 year old kid multiple times over multiple years. No, that's not the person, that's the dude. That's Bill Edwards. Along with his article, some of the stuff he got caught for, some of it, between 5 and 7 years old. He was held on a $100,000 bond. Here it's about how he apologized to his family as he was sentenced. He must serve 10 years of probation after his 2 years in jail. And right here, didn't require him to register. And all he got was they dropped everything down to risk of injury, no charges where he would have to register. No, he don't own it. At all. He's just an employee there. Just an employee there. No, not if it's a public area, genius. Doesn't really matter what you put up. What up, outlaw? David, how is there no registry? Because they dropped his charges. Even though he admitted to it all, and even though he did it all, they said that they had found a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist said that it was because of drugs and alcohol. Which he had a clear drug and alcohol problem while he was a cop. He said he'd been depressed and going through stuff for a while, so he'd been out there serving the public all messed up for a while. And they said since they found out that it was because of drugs and alcohol, not because he liked kids, he didn't have to register. Risk of injury to a minor, and I don't know what the other ones were, but that's what they dropped the sexual charges down from. That doesn't make any sense, ADD. It doesn't matter what the sign says. If it's a public area, you have no expectation of privacy in public. It doesn't matter what you put up, genius. Oh, it's true. Look it up. Bill Edwards Sr. Type in Bill Edwards Sr., New London cop, Norwich, Connecticut, or New London, Connecticut. He was a New London cop for 22 years. He got out of jail. During the probation period of his probation, he was working at the halfway house. Thank you, Lightboard. Yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't. They've literally said it negated. That negated the fact that he did it. they said he did it because he was messed up. They pretty much said it was because they proved that he did that multiple times over multiple years because of drugs and alcohol. I don't know what evidence they had pointing to that. Like, somebody can't go into a psychiatrist's office and lie. And I don't know why they would think a cop that had been abusing drugs and alcohol for years would be somebody trustworthy. Like, they could take him for his word. And like I said, dude, when I first heard all this, the first thing that came to my head was, how many other victims are there? Because this victim didn't come out for years. This didn't come up till years after it happened. So where are the rest of them? They're somewhere. What's a petty? Like, they hate it. There's not much but like when he was sitting out here talking on the phone and I seen him and I said that they supported me, went running inside. You know that's pissing him off. Even if that's all I could do, it made my day worth it. That and all these little crybabies in here. Yeah, Rigger, what up, man? What's my sign say? Fellowship, which is the halfway house that these guys have a contract with and send people to. Hires pedos, ex-cop, now works at the Fellowship, and his job is to babysit people and watch full-grown men piss. When boys were his choice when he was doing these things. So, yeah, nothing's really going on. I'm just standing out here letting people know that these guys send people, vulnerable people, like a lot of people in the halfway houses, they don't get to pick and choose where they go, and they end up places, so they end up there, and they say, all right, well, if it's time to do a urine, and you don't want to do your urine in front of this dude that got caught doing all this stuff, they're just going to say you're dirty. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to say, oh, all right, we'll get you somebody else. And they literally tell people in there, don't talk about it, don't bring it up. Like, it's crazy. I would start, there's two places. You could do it to the halfway house itself, but if you're going to call there and say anything, I would make sure you get in touch with Dave or Rich, like one of the top dogs. If you get anybody that's just going to pick up the phone, that's babysitting everybody, I think they'll probably just hang up on you and they'll never pass any of this stuff along. So I would either try and call or email one of them. I'll add all the information back to it. I had it in yesterday's video. I thought it was in this, but it's not. So I can add all that stuff back in. Or right here, Norwich Parole in downtown Norwich. They're the ones that got me booted out of here. And I can't go in and I can't ask questions. So I can only catch them when they're coming in and out. But yeah, I would start there. And I think, honestly, I'm going to have to go to a town meeting and bring it up there. And just let the town, they probably already know, but you know what I mean? Wouldn't hurt. What are you talking about? Where did I see his charges dropped? I read online that they were dropped. What do you mean? That's how it came from an assault charge to risk of endangerment. Yeah, no, you know, Charlie, they're literally the last people that anybody would care about. And that's part of it, though, is even if they did get out and tell anybody, who's going to listen? Ain't nobody I know. Well, I don't know what you're Googling then, because I Googled it last night and it's there. Well, if you're being genuine, I'm telling you that you're dumb, because he was charged in 2009. The case was wrapped up in 2009. It doesn't, listen, what I found out is it doesn't really matter what you go out and do. If you go out and you could go out and tape a light pole, dude, there's going to be people that come on and cry. There's going to be people that come on and whine. It's just literally in people's nature. What's up, Devin? Nothing, just telling everybody about this, how the Fellowship Halfway House here in Groton, Connecticut hires people with charges like that. This cop got caught touching a kid, 5 to 7 years old, multiple times over multiple years, and pretty much got off. They only gave him 2 years in jail, and they gave him 10 years probation, and when he got out, they gave him another job working at a halfway house in New London, or that one's in Groton, in New London. So, what up, Wanda? I don't need you to give me a chance, Clint. I don't really care what your opinion is. So that's what you got to realize. I don't care. I've already done the research. I already know what it is. I could care less if you could figure it out, or if you could figure out your keyboard. Yeah, I agree, Devin, but you're an idiot. Did you not listen to what I've said from the beginning? I said he went to jail for 2 years, you idiot. Which is, no, that 2 years is nothing for those charges. Yeah, the justice system worked. They got him out as quick as they could so they could continue to do what he was doing. No, I'm not. I said that from the very beginning. I don't know where you got I said that he didn't go to jail. I never said that. I said that he got 2 years, which is them letting him off. That's letting. You don't do that to a kid and get 2 years in jail. Yep, Wanda, and then they serve each other. You're an idiot. You didn't listen to what I said. The charges did get dropped. It got a drop from assault on a minor to risk of injury. That's getting dropped. You just taking it and saying, oh, well, that just means they got dropped altogether, means you're an idiot. They do mean things. You got to listen to the whole thing. Exactly. 2 years. Some people like Clint, they think 2 years is plenty for charges like that. I do the good. We were just at an event 2 nights ago, dude, in New Britain, and that was, or not New Britain, Wethersfield, and that was dope. We had a good time. I do both. There's good cops on my channel. I'm not going to say there's a ton because it seems like they're hard to come by, but Norwich Parole hires kid diddlers. Dude works at the Fellowship Halfway House now watching men piss. The same sex he was diddling. Yeah, he was a cop. Yep, 22 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went to jail for 2 years.
Hey! Yeah.
They gave him 2 years. He got out, now he's working in the halfway houses.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I know they fucking, what's it called in London, he got like exiled from London, exiled and shit.
Yeah. These guys don't want anybody to, they don't want to talk about it, they don't want anybody knowing about it, they want to keep it nice and under wraps.
Of course.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
of
literally
course.
crazy.
Because if that was us,
Oh, yeah.
we would never get a job like that.
No. We'd still be in jail.
Yeah, you're damn right. Brother, have a good day.
You too. Stay safe, bro. Yeah, that's the whole part of it. That's the whole point of this. He was a cop for 22 years. 22 years right there. Still sitting behind a desk like that. Now he's just sitting at a desk at a halfway house like that. Acting like he's something. I don't know. Something other than what he is. And then these guys, I don't know, man. These guys who take these vehicles home every night, and we pay for their insurance, and we pay for their gas, and that's how they turn around and repay us. If you mess up, they're going to put you in a place with somebody like him. And then you can't even bring it up. You can't even go in there and talk to him about it. These guys hire diddlers. Be careful. Norwich parole. It's a fact. Bill Edwards, look him up. Yeah, swear to God, dude, look him up. 22 years as a cop. They gave him 2 years in jail. They let him back out. They gave him a job at the halfway house watching men piss the same sex he got caught diddling. Fellowship. It's in Groton. Dude, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. Thanks, David. Oh, absolutely, Pamela. I said that yesterday when I was at the halfway house. Like, the lifetime, that even if that kid can still put together having a regular life, they're always going to suffer that trauma. And the odds of them putting together a normal life. Norwich parole hires diddlers. The odds of them coming out and having a normal life are way below. I know people, I know women that have been victims of crimes like that, and they're not right. And I'm not saying that that's the case with everybody, but all the ones that I've seen are not that well off. It usually messes them up for good. CT is trash. Yeah, no, it won't help all the way. It's just crazy that we live in a day and age where this is becoming the normal, where they're trying to make this normal.
Okay, but how much?
They're not even called pedophiles anymore, or pedos, or predators. They really are trying to call them, they're now MAPs, MAPs, minor attract, look at that thing, minor attracted people. And they're trying to make it out like it's a, what is it? It's like an addiction, or it's a thing in their head where they can't help it. But you know what? Remember when everybody said that about drug addicts, and everybody said, that's not a thing, it's a choice. They're choosing to do that. It seems like these guys that are committing crimes like this are getting, it's being widely accepted for some reason now. But, and I really feel like, I don't know. Look at the big picture. Look at Epstein's Island. Look at how they're not releasing that list. Look at what's happening all across the country. Look at how you can commit crimes like that against somebody, and not just somebody, but a minor, and mess up their whole life, and you still don't really get in any trouble or time. It's almost like this is what the elites and the top dogs and the government want everybody to feel, and how they want everybody to feel about it. And we don't get any say in it because, yeah, exactly. If you ever hear that word, that's exactly what it is. My sign says fellowship hires pedos, ex-cops. Ex-cop now works at the fellowship, and his job is here watching men piss. He works at the fellowship house watching men pee. Parole knows all about it. They're all in on it. Just trying to catch up. We are all slaves, dude. Look it, you can't, it doesn't matter how you word it. If you don't do what they want, they're putting you in jail. If you don't live how they want, they're putting you in jail. They'll literally, jail is the modern day farm. And if you're not going to be out here and work, and even if you're not in jail, even if you're out here living life normally, they're still raping you. They're still taking all your taxes. They're still, you know what I mean? Like, you're forced to either work or be in prison, and then you're forced to give them, half your wages? They've just turned slavery and made it into a legal pitch. And now it's not one group of people, it's everybody. Well, racially it's everybody, but like if you're by classes, it's not. If you're rich, you don't really got to follow the rules. If you got money, you don't have to follow the rules. You can get away with doing whatever you want out here. As long as you got money, they'll let you off. Like, and this is just what the world's come to, and everybody's been okay. I don't know if it's okay, but the people have just become so comfortable in their lives that they don't want to go out, and they don't want to go protest. They don't want to put their freedom at risk so they can sit at home and eat their TV dinner and watch The Simpsons. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to come to a time where there's just no choice, where people have to stand up. And I don't know when that's going to be, but I feel like we're past that. Like, I never thought we'd see a day and age where they're making this okay. They're making this the normal. But it's been like that in Connecticut for a while, though. I mean, like I said, they don't get charged the same. They get off easier. You want guaranteed parole, you commit one of those crimes, they will give you guaranteed parole. They will let you out every time. They get treated better in prison. They get better jails. They get to go to like huts outside of the jail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's mind blowing. And like, I only come live just so I can talk to people, so I'm not bored, because like, this isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but if I could talk to people and see what other people are up to, it definitely makes it worth it. That's funny. Norwich, England. Well, yeah, didn't we take all our names from you guys over there anyways? A lot, especially in Connecticut, a lot of our towns have the same exact names as places over there. What, on the sidewalk? No, my only art here is this fine sign. They actually shut the road down one day. I wonder when they're going to finish the other half. I was down here one day when they were doing it, walking through. It doesn't seem like anything. Actually, I thought it'd be like businesses or stuff, but it's not. Well, yeah, I want to get like actual signs made up. I think they'll just be easier to handle. They'll probably pop a little more, but we'll see. I'm probably going to end this, go walk by court, see what's going on over there. If I see anything else, I'll jump back on. I've already been down here for a minute, like 2 hours. Absolutely, Wanda. So I appreciate each and everybody that was here, even the crybabies. I mean, supporters are supporters, doesn't matter what you say. And yeah, I will add the information in just a few minutes to the description, so if anybody wants to get the numbers or the locations or whatnot to do with this, I'll put it in there. if it's not already in there. And if people feel some type of way, definitely call and definitely let these people know, dude. Like, what's up? Because right now, it's just me making a stink about it. And it's been only me making a stink about it for a minute now, 2 years. This has literally been, like, one of the main things that I keep coming back to. Like, and it's just because it hasn't gotten the recognition that it deserves. And all these people, they don't, like I said, they don't care. They're still going to drive our vehicles home tonight on our gas and our insurance and come back in and tomorrow and do the same thing. So, yeah. Yeah, Norwich CT. Oh, no, not another crybaby. Get a job. Do some research, Tony. You would probably know that I have a job, but you don't because you're too dumb. And you just think that somebody out magically doesn't have a job. Just because mommy said you could be a girl some days and whatever you say is true doesn't mean it's actually true, Tony. Yeah, Groton's where the halfway house is, Long Hill Road. It's right across from Walgreens. So got penguin. Yo, look at this. Look at that tan line. Look at that tan line. I do walk like a penguin. That'll never happen. They're not used to standing up. They're used to getting on their knees. Pig meat, come here. That's my favorite. I mean, at this point, when are they going to drop? When are they going to let the Epstein list out? They keep talking about it. They keep talking about it. And yet here we are, all this time later. And, it sucks. Treatment, re-entry, it all sucks, dude. They put you through pointless. They don't have anything that actually really helps. They make people go. I was talking to a dude yesterday, making this dude go to a program for a job. It's to get jobs, right? Except they don't actually like help you get jobs. They don't work on like even the beginnings of like filling out applications and stuff. He said they basically sit there and talk about like do mock interviews and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I don't think most places here are so hurting for people right now, dude, that they'll hire basically anyone, especially like lower tier jobs, like McDonald's, like entry level jobs, McDonald's and places like that. They'll hire anybody. So they should be taking them out and actually getting them jobs. But I'll see you guys on the next one. I gotta jump. I'm getting calls.